Gostou da oração?
Good morning, everyone. We will begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama for protection and the permission to participate today in the divine plan of constructing a paradise on this earth. Let us pray together the Amatsu-Norito Prayer of Heaven, followed by the Miroku Prayer. Please stand.
Takaamahara ni kamuzumarimasu. Kamurogi kamurogi no mikoto mochite. Sumemiyo ya kamuizanagi no mikoto. Tsukushi no himuka no tachihana no. Odono ahagi haragi, misogi harai tamo, togi nagi maseru, harai ono, kami tachi moro no maga koto sumige gareo. Harai tamae kiyome tamae tomao suotoro yoshio. Amatsu kami kunitsu kami yao yorosu no kami tachi tomoni. Ame no fuchi koma no mimi furita ete hikoshi meseto. Kashigomi no maosu. Miroku o mikami maori tamae sakihae tamae. Miroku o mikami maori tamae sakihae tamae. Oshie miyo ya nushi no kami maori tamae sakihae tamae. Oshie miyo ya nushi no kami maori tamae sakihae tamae. Kamagara tamachi haemase. Kamagara tamachi haemase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life. In accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan, and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized. with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan.
Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei. Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. So polishing. It appears that God allows the dark forces to oppose us, much like the polishing stones of our souls, so that we may be strengthened and purified. Polish your soul, purify your mind and heart in order to do your best to serve in God's plan to save the world. As a servant of God, purify the hearts and minds of others and cleanse the world of all its impurities. If things don't seem to turn out for the best, it means you still have a substantial amount of clouds. The essence of our spiritual practice is to remove these clouds joyously instead of removing them laboriously through suffering and difficult training. This can be done by helping and serving others. If you do so, their gratitude comes to you constantly in the form of light, and your soul is purified. Either process, helping, serving, and giving joy to others, or asceticism and rigorous training, will produce the same result, the purification of your soul. In order to be able to help others, you have to read and understand our teachings. Through our teachings, you gain a deeper understanding of spiritual truth, and thus your soul will also be cleansed and purified. As your understanding becomes deeper, your Johrei becomes stronger. In this way, while helping and giving joy to others, you can raise your own spiritual level as well.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the Miroku Association headquarters morning service. Thank you also for joining us in prayers for world peace. Today we receive a group Johrei from one of our directors, Reverend José Roberto Bellinger, who is representing our church in Brazil. I want to share with you the faith experience of Monica Abdallah. She's from Campo Belo, São Paulo. Monica is a civil engineer. In March of 2020, she began working from home due to the social isolation imposed by the COVID-19 pandemic. She had been living with her older brother, with whom she constantly experienced conflict that only worsened with their inevitable daily interactions. Over time, she has suffered from asthma, and her condition worsened, marked by almost daily attacks. She lived with anxiety and would frequently experience nightmares. All too often, she would wake up in a panic, and consequently, she developed insomnia related symptoms. In April of 2020, she happened to speak about these struggles to a friend who is a Johrei member. This friend suggests to Monica that she attend our online services and keep flowers of light in her home in order to harmonize its spiritual atmosphere, as well as to study Meishu-sama's teachings, which her friend would send to her electronically on a daily basis. Within the first few days, Monica noticed positive results. Her breathing improved and the nightmares became less frequent. With the repetition of these practices, Monica's bad dreams vanished and the relationship with her brother became more harmonious. They started talking with each other more frequently while providing mutual support. In December of 2020, Monica became anxious again and dealt with two very strong panic attacks. Her friend who continued to follow up on her, suggested that Monica go to the Johrei Center, which had been partially reopened. At that point, Monica began receiving Johrei daily, initiated the practice of giving service, as well as offering prayers for her ancestors' spiritual elevation. Under the guidance of a minister, she studied the teachings of Meishu-sama frequently and enrolled in the membership course. Through these involvements, Monica became calmer and consciously more grateful for everything that was happening in her life. Having received these life-changing blessings, she felt a strong desire to be useful to God and Meishu-sama, and determined that she wanted to take care of and help other people, as an expression of her gratitude for all the love and benefits that she herself had been graced with. In this way, she had the privilege to receive the sacred focal point of Hikari in March of 2021. Her anxiety now is virtually non-existent. Since becoming a member, she has experienced only two minor occurrences which quickly dissipated. Her breathing condition has improved dramatically, and she no longer experiences nightmares. Monica is very thankful to God and Meishu-sama, as well as to her ancestors and her Johrei friend, for the love and persistent support she has been granted during her journey into this path of faith. She has committed to deepen her studies of our principles and to give herself in greater service, dedicated to the salvation of others and the construction of paradise on earth. Thank you very much for joining this morning service, for listening to this faith experience. Wish you a very wonderful day and a very wonderful week.
This brings to a conclusion our morning service. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and we wish you a very blessed day.
Live